Hey guys, it's Hey Sophia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to build 3 really easy and simple ocean starter houses. So shout out down below to Maria Cecilia Romalia who requested that I do this video. I really hope that you enjoy all the ocean starter houses that I have come up with today. I've tried to make them all different so it's covering kind of like all aspects of ocean builds. So the first is one connected to the water, one is sitting on top of the water, and the third one is built under the water. Let's get started. So our first ocean starter house today is a sandcastle. So you want to find the area of the shore where it connects to the water. You then want to have a 5-block gap and then have 1 block just before that gap on either side. The sides of your build you want to be making 4 blocks long. You then want that 1 block again, and then 5 blocks long for the front of your sandcastle. We're making like an uneven shape so it's not completely perfect, and I think that makes the house look a little bit better. Our main building block today is also sand, just because it's super easy to get and it's a sandcastle, so we are doing the odd kind of like sandstone block just because you will need some support areas where you kind of have sand sitting on top because the sand's just going to fall with that gravity effect that it does have. So place like the odd here and there kind of sandstone block, and that makes it just look a little bit more authentic. You then want to fill in the rest of the gaps that you have. So your wall today you want to be building 3 blocks high. We're just going to place our front door quickly, which I'm just using oak because oak is what is near me. If you have spruce near you, do use spruce. If you have birch trees near you, do birch. It's all about just using the materials that are near you. So go 3 blocks along the whole way, and then you've got the basic outside like structure of your starter house already done. And then going to make it a little bit uneven on the outside of the house, just because like if you're making a sandcastle from a bucket, you tend to find once you slam the bucket down and you lift it up and your sandcastle is revealed, you always have that kind of like rim around the bottom of the sandcastle where the sand's popped out a little bit, or it's a little bit not as even. So I find that this makes the house look more authentic, so have like the odd kind of like sand blocks around your sandcastle. The other thing we're going to do is I am going to actually make a entrance to the outside here, but I might make it 1 block higher, so if you wanted to do a door you could put a door there. I will be doing gates for mine just because I like the open look, but if you're worried about monsters or mobs getting in, please do change it. But all I'm doing now is just using the oak slab to make my roof and also my second story, so you just want to do the top of the sand block there. You then want to go 1 block higher the whole way around on top of your walls, and this is to make a fence. And then you want to go every second block 1 block higher, and this just gives that really cool castle keep look that you see sandcastles have, and I think that really just adds to the authenticity of it. But that's pretty much your starter house already done now. We're going to add a couple more details. The first being we're going to add some flags on top, so a lot of the time you decorate with twigs on top of your sandcastles. What you want to do is just go 3 blocks high with a fence, whatever fence you have near you, and then 3 blocks of wool. You could do red wool, maybe you and your friends are a blue team, you could have blue. But I'm just doing a couple random. You could add a third one, you can make it more even. It's up to you on what you think looks good. But I've just made a little kind of waterway into the house, which also makes a infinite water source. I'm just placing my gates there, and that way we can have a boat and just go in and out of our house. So if you want to explore the ocean, you go on your boat, you go out, then you come back into your sandcastle and you close it up. The other thing I will be adding is just a second story to go up. Now I will be doing a staircase for mine just because I think a staircase looks nice. But again, if you're worried about mobs, you can always just have a ladder up to the top and then a trapdoor just to make it a little bit more mob proof and safer. Now I will not be decorating the inside of my house because I have already done a video before on what I think are the essentials that you should be doing in a starter house, so I will link that down below in the description box. So go and check that out, but that is our first starter house already done, and we're going to move on to the next one. So our next starter house is a island shanty shack. So I have made a very simple island for my build today. If you have an island near you, you're more than welcome to use that. Me though, I didn't have any, so the easiest way to build an island, just make a giant sand tower up to the water. You then want to just place some dirt and then you build your island on top of that. Very easy way to do it, and you're not using a lot of blocks. Now for the house today, you want it to be going 8 blocks long and 6 blocks wide, and then just make the triangle kind of like bits of the walls on the side here. And then we're going to focus on the roofing. So my roofing, I will be doing the spruce because I want a little bit darker than the oak. Maybe you only have oak and birch trees around you. I would probably be using like birch for the house structure and then oak for the roofing. Maybe you've got dark oak, you could do dark oak and spruce. It's completely up to you what you want to do, but I recommend doing a darker roof and a lighter color for the actual house. But we will be doing just these staircases for our roofing, very simple and very easy to get. We also want to just get some slabs and build out, like so. And then 1 block down, building out. And then we're just going to build another block out and down. Oh, I keep screwing this up, don't I? We then want to go another block down and out. And this just makes a really nice kind of steeping thing for our house. And then going to make some supports just simply with some oak fence posts. And they can be uneven because this is like a shack. It's a little like kind of like really quick makeshift house. The fence posts don't have to be on even levels either. Then all we're doing is your basic simple roofing where you do a triangle roof, and this just gives that really nice high like ceiling kind of roofing look that you see on some shanty shacks out there. Now shacks that you see on islands can be made in lots of different ways. This is just one way that you can make it. If you want to build a different kind of house on your little island, that's completely fine. You build what you want to build. I just think this is a kind of different way to do something, and also very simple though, and it also in a way kind of secures you from mobs. If you build some torches on this little island that you build out in the middle of nowhere, you're going to get no mobs, and then okay, well, you'll get no mobs unless if you get those sea guardians because you built near a temple. But I think it's a really good way to build, and it makes you a little bit extra safe. You could even build like a little wharf on your island. You could build it even bigger and have like a whole little village. But it's a really cool way to build when you're starting out in Minecraft. What I'm doing at the moment though is just adding some details. So for my windows here, I'm just making like staircases on the top and the bottom to add a kind of like a trim. And then I'm using just the glass panes to fill in because 1, it adds depth, and 2, you get a lot more like for your money's worth in a way when you use glass panes and a glass block, because you get 8 glass panes for the block thing. So it's the best way to build, I think. Now to finally finish off the very easy inside of the house, again I'm not showing you what you should build. I am just going to fill in the flooring with oak here. Now I know a lot of my starter houses I do build underground because I've built this island. You don't really have an underground, but you could always build on the 2nd floor. You could really make things compact. You don't need an infinite water source because you're surrounded by water. And if you really wanted, you could just make a dirt cube under the house and make a basement. It would be really easy to do. But the final details I'm adding a little chimney there just with some cobblestone, just for a little more detail. I'm also just going to place some grass blocks randomly here and there, and that just makes the island look like it's been there a little bit longer. And then I'm also going to add a oak tree. So if you're trying to like grow your tree and you're finding it's not growing where it is, it might just be too close to the house, so just move it out a little bit further. You can also extend the beach, but I think this looks okay. You can kind of see my little support sand structure I did under there. You can remove that once you build your island because you don't need it, because dirt will just float in the water. But we're going to build now our 3rd and last little ocean starter home, and this is a underwater house, so I have turned on night vision just so we can see what we're doing. This one is a little bit harder just because you are going to have to clear out the water. There are a few ways you can go about it, but the first thing we're going to be doing is building a 10 block long hallway I'm doing this with sand. Again, oceans, sand, very easy to get, so it's a really good starter material for a ocean biome. You're gonna make it 2 blocks high and then place a sandstone block on top just to make the roofing. Now I have done sandstone just so it blends in a little bit more with the sand than a wood block or something like that would do. And then from the exit end of your tunnel, you want to go 2 blocks on either side, 1 block, 2 blocks, 1 block, 2 blocks. You can kind of see what I'm doing here, but I'm just making this like oval shape, and then 3 blocks at the end that matches up with the front door. Now this area here we're actually going to completely fill in with dirt and try and get rid of all the air that's in there. But first things first, walls we're doing 3 blocks high with the sandstone, and then at the front of our build we're actually going to be using the glass block. The reason for this is I think with a lot of these builds when you're building them, they kind of on like the drop off edge of the ocean and you can get a really great view. So I kind of like to not only build a starter house that's easy, but you get a good view out of it as well even though you're under the water. Now we're going to extend the window wall a little bit onto the roof just so you can kind of look over down to the ocean but also up towards the like ocean waves in the sky kind of direction. Now at this point you're going to have a completely filled in thing, so an easy way if you don't want to like drown, I always fill in the hallway like this here. And then you just break through to the house, but you then have this like gap of air, so you should be okay. You can then just fill it all in. I'm going to use dirt blocks. I will skip past this as well though, because it is very repetitive, just placing blocks and removing blocks. But the other way that you can also get rid of the air if you don't like the hallway method is if you just build, like don't build your roof, but build straight up into the air above. So like you've got the walls going through the ocean wave level. You then just go in and fill the dirt right to the top, and then once you remove it all, you'll have the sky above you. Then you just want to make your roof a bit lower and then remove the blocks on top, and you'll have the ocean like go over the roofing, and that just builds it that way, if that kind of makes sense. That's a good way that people also empty out ocean temples I've seen in PvE and survival. But I emptied it out and that is pretty much done. Once you remove that hallway block, it ends up quite good because the water will flow just to the front door but not actually through it and won't break it, so you need to do those 10 blocks long for the hallway. But there you go. There is how to build 3 really easy and simple ocean starter houses in Minecraft. I really hope you enjoyed the video today and enjoyed all the different kind of ocean starter houses that I have showed you. I think they're all creative and different, but please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, comment down below, and like always guys, thank you.